Tottenham News Harry Kane reveals recipe for this season's success. Sat alongside Gareth Southgate in the Tottenham training centre ahead of the clash with Slovenia, the 24-year-old has never looked more like the man who will lead the country to Russia next summer. Confident, relaxed, charming. Exuding an easy athleticism from every pore. Even Southgate himself, usually so reticent when it comes to the subject of the England captaincy, was quick to describe Kane as the kind of role model you want. If, as Napoleon once said, an army marches on its stomach, Kane is the potential leader who wants to do everything to make sure he is one step ahead of the rest of the men. To that end, he employs a sports nutritionist to come to the London house he shares with fiancée Kate Goodland 6 days a week to prepare the family meal, including a baby dinner for 9-month-old Ivy Jane. "I don't know what made me go for it," said Kane. "We had a baby on the way. We knew that would take up a lot of time. I was cooking, my missus was cooking, but the food was getting boring." "Not your wife's," Southgate prompted judiciously. "No, just mine," Kane corrected, putting his head in his hands at his faux pas. "I'm not even married yet," he added ruefully under his breath. Looking back up, he continued to explain, "Anyway, I started doing that on January 1st, a New Year's resolution. I'd met the guy in December. I was always eating well, never badly. But he explained what you could do by eating the right food at the right times. He helped me in the recovery from the injury, with certain foods. It opened my eyes a bit. You could eat healthily all week and then carbs before a game, and that could make your body go into shock because you're not used to it. So maybe sometimes higher carbs, lower other times, making plans around training. I still eat what I was eating, nothing really new. I'm not a big fish fan, but he's got me eating that for the omega-3, with a few spices to help. He's there every day, Monday to Saturday, and leaves something for Sunday. I hardly ever see him because I'm at training, but he'll cook the food and leave it in the fridge. We've got a good plan going and it seems to be working." Kane does admit to one guilty secret, the occasional apple crumble. What he will never let on, though, is how tired he was at Euro 2016 after spending 2 years traveling the world for club and country with barely a let-up. The schedule has not eased much this season. Nevertheless, Kane thinks his new arrangements will ensure he arrives in Russia next summer chomping at the bit. "It clicked in my head that a football career is so short. It goes so quickly, you have to make every day count," he said. "You can't train as hard as you would like when you have so many games, so you have to make the little gains elsewhere, like with food. That will help me going into a tournament year, with my body and my recovery." Southgate is clearly impressed. "Clearly our sport has changed massively over the last few years in terms of preparation," he said. "But you're talking about a player trying to maximize his ability and finding every edge. The marginal gains make a difference at this high level. You want a mindset in a player that he wants to become one of the best in the world. For me, that's a mindset of somebody who will inspire others. The more people like that in my squad, it starts to become a self-fulfilling prophecy with everyone striving for more. Everyone's hungry because they're not where they want to be." After Kane spent all that money on a chef, one presumes Southgate means metaphorically rather than physically. Certainly, though, the England manager is unequivocal about when England fans should expect to see on the menu against Slovenia. "When we leave Wembley we want to be in Russia and with a chance to plot how this team moves forward," he said. "The whole country will want to go to a World Cup. Thinking back to those years when we weren't in it, as a kid coming home, it was a horrible feeling. So we want to have a